years ago. Kanye knows what happened to his mother. I wish he would tell the truth about it. And now he's saying, my mother was sacrificed.
My mom ain't here. My mama was sacrificed. His son. You know, out in Hollywood, a lot of people come up missing. Never killed nobody, right? I'm the pussy that never killed nobody, right? But that means I can say whatever I want.
Kanye West just blew up the internet again after he dropped a bomb about what really went down with TK Carter. People lost their minds. TK was found dead in his own home, and even though the police claimed there was no foul play, everything about the situation looks suspicious, like someone wanted him gone for real. And when Kanye speaks, you know it's about to get real. The wild part? Right before TK passed away, he was out here trying to expose some dark secrets in the industry. Then, just days later, he's gone. That timing doesn't sit right with anyone. But before diving deep into the chaos, let's talk about what the industry allegedly did to TK, because this story goes way back. It started when TK took on the role of Gary McCullough in HBO Max's limited series, The Corner. He played a man who once had it all, a solid career, a Mercedes, a nice home, living that middle-class dream. But then, things spiraled hard. His character got trapped in a brutal heroin addiction that tore his life apart, piece by piece. The addiction snatched everything from him, his money, his family, his pride, until he was left digging for scrap metal just to survive. That role hit deep, but now people are saying his real life might have mirrored that pain more than anyone knew. The movie blew up big time, but that success came with a dark price for TK. He wasn't just acting like a man battling addiction, he was really living it. Behind the cameras, TK was fighting real demons, and instead of helping him, the industry straight up used his pain to make their show more authentic. And guess what? It worked. The show was a massive hit. But after that, TK was never the same again. Every day on set felt like a war for him, but no one seemed to care as long as it made his performance look more real. That's cold. TK had already been open about his struggles, mostly with that white powder that had him caught up for years. In one of his interviews, he even admitted his addiction started as what he called a party problem. Things got worse through the years. In the 90s, he was arrested multiple times for drug-related incidents, and heartbreak hit him even harder when he lost his father and a few close friends to the same struggle. With all that pain stacked up, anyone could see TK was hurting deep inside. Yet the producers still thought it was smart to cast him, someone fighting those same demons, in a role that mirrored his real life. That decision messed him up even more. TK said that by the time he auditioned for that role, he had already beaten his addiction and gotten his life back on track, but nobody believed him. He tried to explain where his heart was coming from, saying, "I just totally felt for Gary," said Carter. "I've had problems with addiction. I lost my father to a related death. I've lost a lot of friends. I was fortunate to come out on the other side and get my life together, but I haven't forgotten." That man poured his soul into the role. He said, "I kept Gary with me all the time. I slept Gary. I breathed Gary." That's deep. TK even revealed the heartbreaking truth that his only brother passed away in 1993 from AIDS, and that he too struggled with addiction. His sister, also a recovering addict. You can feel the pain behind those words. He said Dutton told him there were moments when he straight up despised his own family members for being hooked because they were so far gone. They were beyond help. "I have spent tens of thousands of dollars trying to help them, been put through every kind of manipulation. They nearly killed my mother." That's heavy.
Wasn't there. Her nurse was gone to a baby shower rather than taking care of his aunt. This lady shouldn't be dead. All you had to do is sit her up. And every nurse on the planet knows that. Her caregivers gave her, 20 Vicodin tabs in less than 20 hours.
Then came Simon's words, "If we don't show the humanity and survival of these people, then we're just looking at a train wreck, and what's the point of that?" But after the camera stopped rolling and the industry cashed in on his pain, TK's career didn't blow up the way people expected. Even after all that raw emotion and real-life heartbreak, he was pushed right back into the background, like none of it even mattered. Even though the movie got major critical praise, TK didn't get the glow-up he deserved. After that breakout role, all he landed was small appearances, a few voice acting gigs, some quick guest spots, nothing close to what someone with his talent should have been getting. Meanwhile, Other big black stars like Eddie Murphy and Steve Harvey were skyrocketing into fame, stacking millions and dominating Hollywood. At first, TK tried to convince himself maybe he just needed to work harder or take more roles, but after years of hustling and still being overlooked, it finally hit him. It wasn't about effort, it was about the system. TK believed he wasn't getting the same opportunities because he refused to sell his soul, and that kind of integrity doesn't sit well with the industry. Even when he was at the height of his fame, he never stopped talking about God, faith, and purpose, and that made him stand out in a world where most stars only mention faith when it's convenient. And honestly, the math just wasn't mathing. TK never made some big retirement announcement, but fans started noticing the quiet fade. Fewer roles, fewer interviews, fewer sightings. After his last appearance on that ABC show, it was like he slowly backed away from Hollywood altogether, and people couldn't help but wonder what really went down behind the scenes. Back in 2023, TK had completely vanished from the public eye. No interviews, no sightings, nothing. Then suddenly, just a few days ago, shocking news broke that he was found dead, mysteriously and alone in his home. According to reports, Los Angeles County Sheriff's deputies discovered him during a welfare check around 5:42 p.m. at his house in Duarte, California. And that's when everything exploded online. The internet couldn't stop talking. People were instantly suspicious, questioning how something like this could even happen. One post went viral saying, "Okay, this whole TK Carter thing just threw me all the way off. He was found dead at a wellness check, and this brother wasn't that old. Granted, he's been acting since before I was even born, but not that long ago. I'm saying he wasn't old like that. How could such a talent be found dead after a wellness check? That doesn't add up to me." Another person added, "How could an actor with his level of success have been alone to the point that someone had to call in a wellness check just to find him? That's insane." And just like that, social media detectives got to work. You know how the internet gets. People started digging, comparing timelines, pulling up old interviews, and connecting dots that hadn't even been mentioned in the news yet. Within hours, theories started spreading fast, some saying it was natural, others swearing it was deeper than that. The mystery around TK's death just got darker and way more complicated. Now here's where things get wild. Even though Kanye never directly spoke about TK's death, investigators somehow pulled his name right into the mix. Crazy, right? People started connecting dots because Kanye had been calling out big names like Beyonce, Jay-Z, Shaq, and LeBron James during one of his infamous rants, accusing certain celebs of selling their soul for fame. And the timing of all that made people side-eye everything even harder. But here's the thing. This wasn't the first time Kanye went deep about sacrifice and the price of success. Back in a 2015 interview with Q magazine, when he was asked what he had to give up to make it in the industry, Kanye dropped a heartbreaking confession. He said, "My mom, if I had never moved to LA, she'd be alive. I don't want to go too far into it because it will bring me to tears." That moment hit everyone hard.
My wife to cancer and was with her for 15 years. So I was just telling Trey, man, I said it comes to the point for my wife was battling for 8 years. She got diagnosed. So for 8 years, I had to balance creativity.
When Donda passed away, reports claimed it was due to complications after multiple cosmetic surgeries, but a lot of people never bought that story. They believed something darker went down. The doctor behind the procedure, Dr. Jan Adams, already had a very questionable history. Multiple malpractice cases, patient complaints, and a reputation that had the California Medical Board considering pulling his license even before Donda's surgery. Despite all those red flags, he was still allowed to operate, and that decision has haunted people ever since. Many believe Donda's death wasn't just a tragic medical mishap, but a setup tied to something much deeper. And now that Kanye has been calling out the industry again, people can't help but wondering if TK's death and his mother's fate connect in ways no one's ready to talk about yet. Dr. Jan Adams later went on Inside Edition to once again deny having anything to do with Donda's death, but this time he dropped a bombshell that shocked everyone. According to him, there was way more to the story than people ever knew. Jan claimed that after Donda's surgery, she was supposed to be cared for by Kanye's cousin, Stephen Coggins, who was a registered nurse. But here's the wild part. Instead of properly watching over her recovery, Stephen allegedly handed her a bunch of painkillers just to keep her sedated while he dipped out to attend a baby shower. Like, seriously. That's the claim Jan put out there, and it left everyone stunned. But Stephen wasn't having it. He clapped back hard, completely denying Dr. Adams' story. He even came with receipts, an email exchange with Donda from the night before she passed, showing that he had been in touch and keeping an eye on her situation. The whole thing turned into a mess of accusations and finger-pointing, and no one could figure out who was really telling the truth. Stephen claimed he was the one actually in charge of Donda's recovery, but right after all that drama hit the public, things around Kanye got real dark. He suddenly started getting death threats from what he claimed were powerful Hollywood insiders. And Kanye didn't keep quiet about it. He posted the messages online for the world to see, just in case something happened to him. He wanted everyone to know exactly who was behind the scenes. One of the messages said, "I'm gonna help you in one of a couple ways. First, you and I sit down and have a loving and open conversation, but you don't use curse words, and everything discussed is based on facts, not some crazy stuff a dumb friend told you or you saw in a tweet. Second option, I have you institutionalized again, where they medicate the crap out of you and you go back to zombie land forever. Play date with the kids just won't be the same." Did you catch that? The message literally threatened to have Kanye locked up and drugged again. And that part about being institutionalized again, yeah, that's because back in 2016, Kanye was taken and held in a mental facility for evaluation against his will. And guess where that all went down? At Harley Pasternak's house, the same guy linked to this shady message. That's too much of a coincidence to ignore. And honestly, if Kanye was just talking nonsense, would they really be coming for him this hard? Doesn't sound like it. He's been fearless about calling names and dropping truths the industry doesn't want out there. Now people are starting to connect dots again, wondering if TK's mysterious death ties into all this too. Could he have known something he wasn't supposed to share? That question still has everyone watching closely and waiting for the next move. After everything that's come out, fans are now wondering if TK's death and Kanye's warnings were part of the same twisted pattern. Think about it. Every time someone in the industry starts pulling back the curtain, something strange seems to happen right after. And now that TK's gone, the internet is buzzing with theories that this wasn't some random tragedy at all. People online are saying TK might have uncovered something huge before he passed, something that connected him to the same elite circle Kanye keeps calling out. Some even claim he was preparing to release receipts and tell all stories about what really happens behind closed doors in Hollywood. But before he could say a word, he was suddenly gone. That timing is just too suspicious. There's also talk about how TK had been reaching out to a few close friends in the weeks before his death, allegedly saying he was being watched and didn't feel safe.
It was the hardest work I've ever done in my life. Now, here's what's the kicker about it, right? And I ain't gonna name some names. It was some very big black actors were hearing them dailies come, "Man, I hear TK Carter's, So now the comedy dude who you thought was comedy, always serious actor too, now he gets the opportunity to go to another level. And this is where I say, if your preparation is together, anybody can.
One friend supposedly told reporters that TK had started acting paranoid, locking his doors, avoiding calls, and even saying he thought someone was coming for him. And now that Kanye's back in the spotlight calling out powerful names again, fans can't help but connect the dots. The pattern feels way too familiar. Speak up, expose too much, and suddenly you're gone or silenced. No one knows the full truth yet, but one thing's for sure, TK Carter's death has opened up a whole new level of questions about what really happens when you refuse to play the industry's game. And until the real story comes out, people are going to keep digging, because deep down, everyone feels like this isn't over yet. Something about this just doesn't sit right. Now the story's spinning even deeper, and people are starting to question who's really pulling the strings behind all these so-called coincidences. Every time a celebrity starts talking too much, exposing too many secrets, or refusing to follow the Hollywood script, something always happens. Either they disappear, get blacklisted, or their name gets dragged through the mud. And now with TK's sudden death added to the list, the whole thing feels even more suspicious. Social media is on fire with people connecting patterns from Michael Jackson's final days to Whitney Houston, Prince, and now TK Carter. Fans are saying it's always the ones who speak about truth, faith, and independence that end up paying the biggest price. Some are even pointing fingers at big studios and powerful execs who've got the influence to make people vanish without leaving a trace. That's the kind of fear that keeps a lot of celebs silent. What's wild is how TK's story mirrors Kanye's warnings, almost like a real-life echo. Kanye's been shouting for years that the industry plays by its own dark rules, and that if you cross the line, they'll make sure you never talk again. And now that TK's gone, those words are hitting harder than ever. People who follow TK's career know he was a man who wanted peace, not drama. Yet somehow, he ended up surrounded by mystery and danger. It's got everyone thinking twice about what success really costs in that world. One thing's clear, TK's death isn't just another sad headline, it's a wake-up call. And until someone steps up with the truth, the questions will only get louder. Because right now, it feels like we're just scratching the surface of something way bigger than anyone expected. Now here's where things start to feel real unsettling, because some insiders are whispering that TK wasn't just another actor who faded out of fame. He might have been trying to warn people before it was too late. Word on the street is that TK was working on a project, something like a docuseries or memoir, where he planned to spill what he'd seen in the industry over the years. And get this, a few folks close to him claim he was planning to drop names that would have shaken Hollywood to its core. But right before he could make any of that public, everything went silent. No updates, no posts, no leaks. Then boom, he's gone. That timing, too perfect to ignore. People online are saying it's the same old story. When someone's about to expose too much, they mysteriously disappear. There's even talk that TK had been reaching out to a couple of journalists, hinting that he had proof of how certain stars were controlled, blackballed, and used as puppets by people at the top. One of those journalists reportedly said TK sounded nervous, almost scared during their last call, like he knew something bad was coming. And now, fans are comparing his story to others who tried to speak out. Artists, producers, and insiders who all said the same thing before their voices got silenced. This whole thing's got the internet deep in detective mode again, connecting dots, pulling receipts, and trying to figure out who might have wanted TK to stay quiet for good. Because one thing's for sure, TK Carter's passing doesn't feel random anymore. It feels like another chapter in a much bigger, darker story that keeps repeating itself in the entertainment world. Something's not adding up here, and people can feel it in their gut. Now, the deeper people dig into TK's case, the stranger it gets. New details are popping up online, things that don't match the official story at all. Reports claim the police found nothing suspicious, but fans who've been following this from day one are calling major cap. They're saying the timeline doesn't make sense, and even some of TK's neighbors claim they saw weird activity around his house in the days leading up to his death. One neighbor allegedly said they noticed an unfamiliar car parked outside his home multiple nights in a row, with tinted windows and no one getting out. Another claimed they heard loud voices one night, then total silence after. And that was just days before TK was found. Creepy, right?
Meanwhile, people are also pointing out how quickly the investigation wrapped up, like they were in a rush to close the case and move on. No press conference, no updates, nothing. Just no foul play, and that was it. Fans aren't buying it though. They're demanding answers, saying a man like TK, who had been hinting he was onto something, doesn't just end up gone without a trace of explanation. Social media sleuths have already started pulling up old interviews where TK talked about Hollywood secrets and fake friendships, saying he was tired of pretending everything was fine. Now those clips are going viral all over again, and they're hitting way harder in hindsight. At this point, people aren't even treating it like just another celebrity death. It's starting to feel like part of a bigger cover-up. Something's definitely off, and the internet's not letting this one slide so easily. Everyone wants to know what really happened to TK Carter, because the more we learn, the clearer it becomes that this story's got layers we haven't even begun to uncover yet. People are definitely raising eyebrows over TK's death, and it doesn't look like anyone's letting go of the conspiracy talk anytime soon. The internet's been in full detective mode, and the theories just keep coming. Everyone's got something to say, from longtime fans to folks who just discovered his work after the news broke. One person posted, "Damn, man, everything he ever played in, he was the truth. Saved by the Bell, Family Matters, Gary on the Corner, literally everything." You can feel the love and heartbreak in that message. Another comment hit even harder, saying he lost his wife a year ago. Wonder if it was a broken heart. Rest in peace, TK Carter, a legend. The tributes keep pouring in, but so do the questions. People just can't shake the feeling that something about this whole story doesn't add up. How does a man with that much history, talent, and respect just vanish like that, only to be found under mysterious circumstances? It's got everyone split. Some say it's just a sad ending to a tough life, while others swear there's way more to it. And then there's Kanye, the one who keeps warning everyone about what really goes on behind the scenes. So now the question stands, was TK's death just an unfortunate coincidence, or was it part of something much bigger that he saw coming? I want to know what you think. Do you believe Kanye's been right all along? Was TK Carter's death planned, or are people just connecting too many dots? Drop your thoughts down in the comments below. I'm reading everything. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video so more people can join the conversation. Hit that bell so you don't miss what's coming next, because trust me, the next story I'm about to break might just make this one look even crazier.